because nowadays people can kill you on social media, and it is not good. Maybe the spouse, the children learned about Raila's death on social media, and it has happened to many families which are from private citizens. So I think many people have misused media, and for that matter, the judiciary should not stand on our way.
During this period of mourning Raila Amollo Odinga, we have so many things that were being propagated by online users, and I think this is where the Cybercrime Act will come and do something, some cleanup. We had some people who were saying, you know what, Raila Amollo Odinga died in Nairobi, he was taken to India while dead. Some people were saying Raila was not in India, the coffin was empty, plus so many other stories. Just in 1 minute, what would you say to such like people?
And today is a very sad day also for me. And I'm very much disappointed with the judiciary. The judiciary must allow the executive under His Excellency William Ruto to do its job.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, followers of Trans-African News Updates. Today we are having an amazing guest, Bwana CPA Thenye. Ni mgeni ambaye tumekuwa naye several times. I think this is the third time you are having him in this channel. First of all, how have you been?
Not bad.
Okay.
Thank Almighty God.
Okay.
Yes.
How was your trip to Bondo?
It was a sad trip. Imagining burying Raila Amollo Odinga. You know, in our life we knew Raila is immortal to some back then we knew Raila is immortal. But when we came to realize that human beings they reaches a time when you have to die, that's when we realized that Raila is also a human being. But I couldn't believe, and even up to now it is very petrifying. It's not only petrifying, but extremely opprobrium to our politics. I don't know how we will approach politics. It's not easy for us, especially for a man whom we have known for a very long period of time as a messiah, a man whom we have believed in from our childhood up to now. It is very heavy for us.
In the scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate the preparations of the burial? I know the burial was being co-chaired between Kithure Kindiki, Professor, the Deputy President of Kenya, and Raila's elder brother, Oburu Odinga. How would you rate the preparations?
10 over 10.
Okay.
Yes, because, and I want to take this opportunity also to thank His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief. Had there been no military, Kenyan military, I don't think if any other force, even the Kenya police, could have managed the population there, because it was a very huge population. And I want to thank the president there, because Raila was loved, and you could see many people even fainting. Yeah, he was a politician with a very huge organic support. Yeah, that natural political, you know, many politicians do buy loyalty from electorate, but for Raila we saw it, and it could be seen even in Nairobi and there back at Nyanza. Even people came. You saw in Cameroon, in Senegal, in South Africa, the entire Africa. People are mourning. Even those French-speaking nations were wondering what next for Africa, because Raila really performed during his role in African Union, which was entailing issues to do with the infrastructure, and thereby saying that the entire globe became standstill. Yeah, and I want to thank the president, because it is the military which did a lot of job in maintaining the people and also ensuring that there is order there. Yeah.
On the 15th of October 2025, this is a day that will be remembered forever as long as Kenya exists. Where were you? What were you doing when you got the news that indeed Raila Amollo Odinga is no longer with us? And in what situation did this piece of information put you as a person, as a lover and follower of Baba?
Well, it was just like any other day when we were waking up. A friend of mine called me and he was asking, are you aware Raila is there? I told him those are fake news. And I want to say that the judiciary has really let us down by sabotaging the cybercrime bills which were signed by His Excellency the President. Because nowadays people can kill you on social media and it is not good. Maybe the spouse, the children learned about Raila's death on social media. And it has happened to many families which are from private citizens. So I think many people have misused media. And for that matter, the judiciary should not stand on our way to ensure that we regulate the media so that people can see on what they post. Let them wait for an official communication from reliable sources, but not or not announcing the death of someone before the family. Okay. It was not good. Okay. And for that matter, the judiciary must look on that. So on that day, I was on my way, just like any normal day. But unfortunately, when I saw that the brother has announced it, we came to realize that it is real. And it was not easy. I had to go up to his home in Karen and also give a press there. Okay. Yeah, so it was really heavy for us.
The President of the Republic of Kenya went straight to Karen to condole with the family, to talk to the family and give them some more energy. That is immediately after the confirmation of the death. Immediately after that, we saw a presser and plans were underway immediately. How do you talk about the coordination of the plane, the KQ? Was it 202 that left for India, the flight 202 flight to India, the coordination, the Indian government and back? How would you describe this moment? Where were you while this information was being relayed? How were you feeling?
Perfect. And I want also to congratulate the Indian government, Modi, the Prime Minister Modi, for the coordination. You remember Raila also received a military respect there when he was departing that country. And just to say, I think they really worked hard to ensure that Raila got befitting send-off. Because when he was being ferried to JKIA, the management of people there, to remember Kasarani, and also the Nyayo Stadium, and also the Parliament, Bondo, I think it was well coordinated. And they really tried. Within a span of 72 hours, I think they really did great. Managing that crowd wasn't easy. I think you saw what happened in JKIA. When they were now driving to come to the central business district on their en route to Kasarani, it was not easy, and the coordination was perfect all the way from India. And I think to His Excellency President William Ruto, just as I have said, I think he did great for his brother. He did great for his brother. And they were once upon a time in Pentagon, and he has portrayed a good friendship and a statesman. Statesmen are friends, diplomacy and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people breached security immediately. The remains of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga arrived in the Republic of Kenya, and we saw some people taking motorbikes and do this until to the place where we have runways. And to some extent, people had these thoughts that maybe when some people become more and more rowdy, there was a possibility that the government could make a decision to airlift the Raila's body from Mombasa Road straight to Lee. Do you think this would have been maybe a mistake? Maybe this could deny Raila's supporters the opportunity to escort the person they believe in?
I think the government of Kenya, under the leadership of His Excellency William Ruto and the military, did a great job of balancing the emotions of the people and also according him that respect in African culture. It was not easy balancing the culture, balancing the people, and also state machinery, and also religion, and also the will of Raila, and also a man of his state, a statesman who enjoys support, organic support, a politician who didn't buy loyalty of the voters. I think that was great. So balancing all those things wasn't that easy, and the government did great. That's why I already have given them 10 over 10. Okay. It was not easy. You are also in Nairobi, you saw. I went to Siaya, I saw. It was not easy.
Okay.
And you know, people came all the way from Tanzania. People came all the way from Uganda. You know, the father of Raila Amollo Odinga, Jaramogi Odinga, formed the Luo Union in 1947 at the age of 36. He formed the Luo Union. This entailed the socio-economic and political cultural structure and protocol of the entire Luo dialect, the Langi, the Acholi, and also the Luos in Tanzania. There are also some Luos in Congo and Congo Brazzaville, even the Nigerians, even the Southern Sudan, yeah. Very many Luos. Many are still coming there, and many came. On that day I saw many vehicles from Uganda and Tanzania. You know, you remember Magufuli?
Pombe.
Had a very soft spot for Raila because of what his father did. 1947, forming the Luo Union to ensure that Luo speak in one voice. And when it reached 1957, when now Jaramogi left the Luo all leadership structure, yeah, care, to now engage in national politics and ensure that we went to Legico to bring the Kenyan constitution alongside Tom Mboya and Daniel Arap Moi and James Gichuru and all those people. So Raila, his father, laid a very good foundation. And when the father died in 1994, Raila took the mantle and brought the people together. He used to traverse even Southern Sudan and Uganda. I think this is what made us love Raila naturally, okay, from the stronghold. So I want to urge Kenyans from other regions that Raila Odinga and his father, the Odinga family, have really done a lot in bringing our people together. You know, speaking with one voice, uniting people is not a walk in the park. And especially people from different Nini, until they speak with one voice. The socio-economic and political structure of the Luo community in all these East African countries wasn't a joke. And you saw Odinga also brought the things of cotton, economic. I came to realize in the early millennium, it was the cotton, which the cash crop, which used to educate people in high school and also in high school in a higher institution. So I think they have invested, the Jaramogi invested in people and telling people to engage in farming and look on a way on which they can depend on themselves without depending on others, independence, self-reliance. So these are the things which brought trust amongst the Luo people to the Odinga family. And when Raila took the mantle, it was not a joke in the park. We had James Orengo, we had Anyang' Nyong'o, we had James Agiro Orengo, we had Ochuodo. These people also wanted to take the mantle from Jaramogi. And you know, based on what his father did, that is how people gain trust in Raila. So this fanatical support, Raila never built it on a day. It started all the way from 1947, from our grandfathers, our ancestors, and coming all the way from our fathers, and up to now. Now we trusted Raila. So it has been something which has been consistent for many years. And no, Raila is just like a baobab tree. His death is really nini to us, and for that matter, we urge people, even if you hated Raila politically, I think it is high time to bury the hatchet and join us in mourning. And if you can't join us, you just shut up. You just shut up. You are not forced to.
On social media, during this period of mourning Raila Amollo Odinga, we have so many things that were being propagated by online users. And I think this is where the Cybercrime Acts will come and do something, some cleanup. We had some people who are saying, you know what, Raila Amollo Odinga died in Nairobi. He was taken to India while dead. Some people were saying Raila was not in India, the coffin was empty, plus so many other stories. Just in 1 minute, what would you say to such like a people?
You know, and today it's a very sad day also for me. And I'm very much disappointed with the judiciary. The judiciary must allow the executive under His Excellency William Ruto to do its job, because it is the role of William Ruto to ensure that the country is stable, the country is secure, our cultural values are observed. So the judiciary through the High Court has done us blunder. They have done to us something which is very bad by stopping the cybercrime law to start this operation. So I think that is not good. And just as I had said, that people have misused the social media, and for that matter, regulation is very necessary, and it should be implemented with immediate effect. And for that matter, we accuse them. We are not happy with the ruling which have come out today with their ruling, which they have today put into operation. And for that matter, we ask them to work, find a cordial working relationship with the president, because the president wants our country to be stable. In terms of information, you find that people are even abusing the younger son of Raila. You saw what happens in TikTok?
Yeah.
So those people should be brought to book. That is not only Nini, it's not only petrifying, but utter opprobrium to the African culture and tradition, and also humanity, as our culture dictates. And you know, here in Kenya, we have some communities which do not have a strong cultural background. Yeah, patriarchal society. You know, in our area and in many African societies, you must be taught on how to be. We must be human. Are you getting me? We must be human. So through being human, when someone dies, I think it's not a time to copy, or rather to need the family to do some things which will not make the family stable. So for that matter, the High Court must look into their judgment which they are made today and allow the cybercrime bills to become law, so that these culprits can be brought to book. They can be arrested, taken to court, and then jailed. Okay. So that it acts as an example. And I also want just to add, caning should be introduced in primary and secondary schools, so that the people who come out of those basic education become people who can respect. You remember our time? You really respected the teacher. And I want also to urge the president also to ensure that we have a strong national administration, chief, assistant chief, nyumba kumi, and also elder, the DC, the DO, so that we can instill discipline in the head. African, mambo ya Mwafrika si rahisi. We want discipline so that these things should not be skyrocket, because it is getting out of hand if not contained in 2025.
Let me ask you just in very few words, in a summary.
Yeah.
We all know that Raila's body could not be viewed at the parliament building space because of, the number and maybe some other factors, some security factors. Now, the body of Raila was being viewed at the Kasarani Stadium, and 4 people died. So around 4 people, according to sources. I stand to be corrected, but a number of people died, a score were injured. What do you think might have been the reason that could have brought things to this extent? It was a very bad scenario. What could be the reason to?
Well, coming to that, I just want to respond also to one of your questions of rumamongering. A person of Raila's stature, and it also happened to Magufuli. It has happened to people must have their own theories. But if the family, we will only stick to what the family said. So, stampede had to occur, even in Siaya. It was not easy. Some people fainted in Siaya. I saw over 11 people who fainted, and the Red Cross were there to resuscitate them and ensure that they gain their strength. So, it is expected. It is expected where people are. And you find many people do not have that stamina to survive. So, it is nature where people are. Yeah.
Okay. Now, just in summary, for somebody who did not go to Siaya, somebody who did not go to say Kisumu and Siaya, I saw somebody who was naked. There was a naked man on a motorbike in the process of celebrating the life of Raila Amollo Odinga. And we expected that indeed the real dance would be in Kisumu. How was the whole situation, right from the reception of Raila Amollo Odinga, Mamboleo Stadium, and the burial ceremony at home? And what do you grasp from the speeches and just everything in general?
Well, in our socio-cultural spiritual protocol, I think that is not insinuated or part of it being naked. But people have their own way of doing things. People have their own way of doing things. We know of only Joey to castigate the spirit of death, to chase away the spirit of death so that it doesn't come rapidly. It doesn't come rapidly in the society or in the family. So we must do those things because it is part and parcel of our culture and tradition. But that issue of becoming naked, and it is not part and parcel. I think, but what I can say is that people have their own way of doing things. Yeah, what will we say? Maybe that is the way they found it is good for them to mourn. But I never saw. And it was a sad moment. Even currently, we are not stable. We don't know how things will be. Politics without Raila Amollo Odinga, it is not easy.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not easy.